Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with To Be Hero X episode number 13 reaction. So the previous episode was the final episode of Queen's arc, and we had obviously Queen was depressed by the whole thing, and we got to see that scene where Lucky Shan cheered her up, and that scene that we saw in Lucky Shan's story. And after that, we had the battle between Queen and Boa, where Boa, because of influence of fear, attacked her before the day of the tournament, and it is apparently crime to do that. So eventually, after Queen was able to defeat Boa, I'm pretty sure she got arrested because we were hearing like police sirens. And Queen wasn't able to participate. She was injured, and X automatically won. So but now Queen has decided to, what can I say? Like she's changed her way of like looking at the world now, and she's a lot more I don't know, like a lot more better, you could say. She is now at least like listening to other people, understanding other people's influence is also important on her. Unlike before, like where she was always like very strict on herself, very strict on others as well. She's a lot more softer now, you could say, and I guess that's like obviously that's kind of a good thing, like character development. Either way, that's what happened in that episode. In the end, we saw Queen and Shan going on a vacation, and then like a creature like came out of nowhere. So I'm guessing maybe we'll get to see that later in some other arc. Someone in the comments mentioned that that fox-like creature might be Little Johnny, actually, something like that. And yeah, that's possible. That's actually possible. Maybe we're going to follow this up on like their arc, like Big Johnny's arc. We're going to follow this up on. Anyways, let's see what happens today. Let us begin. I'll be putting in subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Year 39. Whoa, who? Oh, this is Loli. Damn. What the? How the hell does that? Yeah. Wait. So her strength is rated to a trust value? Oh, so right. That's why she's like hiding her face. Because if people look at her and be like, "Oh, she's a cute girl, little girl," the trust value goes away on her, and she becomes weaker. That's crazy. 28 years after a downfall. Oh, this is Queen in the speech. I want to be a hero. Bruh. Wow. Lily, okay. Oh, that's why I guess Lee, Lolly. Yeah. She's like, God damn it. I want to be strong. Right. Oh, that's Queen's figurine. She even has a gym in her. What the? She's. Um. Right. Tough girl. What the hell? Rocket launcher? Damn. Crazy. Tiger? Um. Wait, what? I modded stuff at 13 years old? Crazy. Wow. Damn. What the hell? Yo, this. She's more like a. Yeah, that's why Nota. What? Mm. What? Yeah. Okay. Yo, you. Hello. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, I was gonna say the fact that she modded it herself. Yeah, because everything's related to trust value. So bruh. No, I don't think so. I think he was no, he was trying to bring out something else. I think. Yeah. Right. Being cute is a. Yo. I. Right. Hmm. But she doesn't want to do it, so. Yeah. What the hell? Shindig. Hey yo, what is that? What's a disco ball? You know what I was thinking? She is more suited to be like a. Oh yeah, she. That's why she's gonna wear a mask. She's more suited to be like an idol hero or something. But she doesn't want to be like that. She wants to be, you know, someone strong and someone. And I guess it makes sense. That's why she has a suit. Yeah, like a mecha suit. Yo, her mother is just seeing her, just focusing on her childhood pictures all the time. The fact that she's modding these things herself is crazy. Like she made this herself. Can you imagine? Or is this just a dream where she's thinking that she's gonna do this? Oh damn. Yeah, a stalker. Oh, she's here. You're scaring her. I'm gonna. I, I was gonna say you're scaring her. Wait, is this guy even a? Oh no, what in the? Okay, this guy's. Whoa, this guy has power. What the hell? Oh my god. I still cannot imagine she made this herself. Like it is, like rocket boosters and everything. Oh my god. Hey, damn. What the hell is going? Wait, is this Ari Koga? The voice. Kaguya's voice actress. Kaguya-sama. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh no 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 no. Oh no, this is not good. Alright. Yeah, why were you being followed by someone with a knife who's trying to kill you, like legitimately? She must be like a someone famous, right? Otherwise, yeah, I was gonna say. Um, she's like, no, not this again. Mm, what? Oh, this is a dad. Wait, what's yeah? Why the moving or something? Um, what's happened? Oh, he doesn't want her to do. Makes sense. I was like, how? Where is she getting all of this? I was gonna say, like, she's legitimately doing something. Glimmer Lab. Is her his place? Hmm. Okay. Right. All right. That's good. Men's settlement. Hmm. Okay. Experimental warehouse. Oh, so there's just stuff like here and there you can just. Okay, what is that? Looks like some kind of mecha suit, right? Yeah, I was gonna say he was looking at that. In secret. Oh damn! It's like a whole ass robot. Yeah, I was gonna say the design is a bit, it looks like one of those, like extra robots in like mecha animes that fights in the background. Ah, there she is. I was gonna say, sh- it's that girl. It's Aoi Koga's voice actress, so she must have some kind of dedicated role. Yep, it's her. Hmm. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Right. Right. Hmm. 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 First impression of your Trump citizen. Okay. Oh my god. This is why. So her situation is same with Loli. Bro, she wanted to be. What in the hell type of. She went there to do. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say. Hmm. Yeah, he's like, what the hell? Wow. Oh, yeah. It's interesting. Like she's realizing that she's not only the one in the world with problems, and there are people who have it worse than her. Yeah, what? I was gonna say you're you shouldn't drink. Well, at least she's drinking cola. Okay. Yeah. Okay. One thing I'm concerned about. Who was that guy following her? Oh no. Yeah, what is this behind the. Also, like. Oh, damn. Yeah, what's she drawing? Oh, the. There's nobody in the shop. Who the. This is a weird ass stalker. Like, stalkers are obviously weird, but this stalker is even weirder. What the hell? Oh, I just realized something. I'll talk about later. This later. All right. All right. Mm. And oh no, something's happening. Villain? Oh, this freaking the disco ball guy. So okay, so you just laugh. Nah, this is not good. Great, another psycho ass guy. Okay, you know what? I just realized something. That stalker guy. He obviously he's a stalker. I'm pretty sure, but he actually doesn't want. I at first thought he was targeting the girl. What's her name? The researcher girl. Targeting her with a knife, trying to kill her. But then I realized no, he only came out when Lolly came in front of her to, I think like he thought that the person behind the mask is some weirdo, so he tried to attack Lolly, to save the girl that she was following. And then that's why when the thing came out, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and just left. So I think he's either like some kind of bodyguard, and or he's a stalker, obviously. but he doesn't want to harm that girl. It's actually the opposite. I think so. And if that's the case, and if he's keeping an eye on her, then this disco ball guy came in. So I feel like he'll probably try to get involved in this. If he's genuinely trying to save that girl. Otherwise, it makes no sense. Like, like why was he like following her with a knife like that and left when he saw like underneath the mask of Lolly? Okay, so yeah, like I'm thinking that's what's going on. Obviously, like I'm not sure why exactly he's doing it. Either he's like, one of those stalkers who's just, like obsessive. But I was thinking he actually wanted to harm her. But for now, at least, I don't think that's the case. He's just like keeping an eye on her or something like that, maybe. Um, and that's why when Lolly in the suit came out, he thought that Lolly was some kind of weirdo and tried to attack her. I don't think he ever tried to attack that girl, the researcher girl, right? No, he didn't. And as soon as Lolly's like head thing came out, he was like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry," and just left. Right, because he realized that, oh, this person is no threat to her. Something like that, I think. Anyways, whatever the hell he's doing is obviously weird because who the hell wears a sunglass at night? He's wearing a sunglass, right? And just like it's like just like keeping like a distance from her, just keeping an eye on them. Yeah, it's weird. Um, unless this guy is some kind of a bodyguard hired by someone. But who the hell would hire a bodyguard for her? I don't know. Yeah, it would make no sense. He's probably like a stalker, but a stalker who, at least for now, don't want to harm her because stalkers are like they have the whole like personality thing where like once they're trying to help the person that they're stalking, and next moment they're trying to kill that person. They have this whole mental instability kind of situations. So for now, at least, I think he's trying to save her or help her out. But yeah, I have no idea. But I don't know. I feel like this person who's like following them has a very distinct character design, even though we cannot see him properly. I feel like he's not just some random ass stalker. He's probably someone who's going to become important later on in the story. I don't know. Just like how immediately when I heard Aoi voice, I'm pretty sure that's Aoi. I'm not like 100% sure, but I'm like 80% sure that's Aoi voice. Like, Kaguya-sama, Kaguya's voice actress from Kaguya-sama Love is War. I'm pretty sure that's her. And I was like, yeah, if someone as distinct and as like, popular as Aoi is voice acting someone, this girl is probably going to be important later on. And there you go. She's one of the main supporting characters of Lolly's arc. And yeah, hopefully this girl doesn't die at the end of the arc because that's what's been happening, except Lucky Shan's story. Like anyone who's like involved, any side character or main supporting character who's involved with the main hero, either they die or they get depressed and just, like bad stuff happens to them. So it's like, yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen this time. Good God. Right. Okay, so all right, now few things to talk about in today's episode. First and foremost, we get to know this girl. Her name is Lily, her original name, and she took the hero name Lolly. So she is um, someone who wanted to be a hero from the from a very young age. She saw Queen's speech, she got motivated, and she was like, "I'll be a hero," and everyone's like, "Oh my God, so cute." her mother was like, "Oh, let me snap a picture," uh, you know. And yeah, so her, I guess, obviously, we can see her trust value as more it increases. I guess more stronger she gets, but as as it decreases more, she like loses her power. That's why she keeps like a tries to like keep her face hidden. And at first, like I was thinking like, why would someone thinking that you're cute lower trust value? Because it's completely opposite for Lucky Shan, right? But and then I realized it's probably because like because I guess Lucky Shan is different completely. Her thing is like song. She's like doing something. She's like giving something to the world, which the world is like kind of like giving back to her as trust value. However, for Lolly, like at first, I guess when you can see in the gym, she was like hiding her face and she was like doing like these workout and everything. Everyone was like, damn, this person is very good. But then as soon as her cap came out, people were like, wait a minute, that's a girl. And immediately they probably were, their expectations of her just got lowered. Also, the fact not only that she's a girl, but also the fact that she's young. Like she's like, how much old was she? Like 13 years old when she was in the gym or something like that. The fact that she's a kid probably makes people, I don't know, like underestimate her, I guess. And that's why it just goes down, the trust value goes down. And I was thinking, like, if you cannot, like, if you cannot gain strength like that, why don't you just, like, do gym, like, normally do, like, workout and get bulkier, just like how normal people do, right? But then I realized that I think it's kind of impossible for her because she's still a kid. Like, she's literally a kid now. How old is she? Like 15. Probably currently, I think she's probably 15 or something. So, I feel like it's more difficult for her to actually get some gains at that age. Like, obviously, the more more and more older you'll get, she'll probably be actually able to put on muscle, but that's for later, not now, at least. Um, right, and obviously, automatically, people just looking at her and being like, "Oh, that's a cute little girl," and trust value goes down, I guess, in that way. Right. So yeah, and I guess we have to understand that trust value is more like, oh, like I'm trusting you to do something, like that kind of thing. Like just thinking someone is cute and beautiful won't really work, or handsome won't really work. You know, you have to be like, oh, I trust you, I believe you, I think you can do this. That type of a feeling you'll have to have for the other person. you know so that is why I guess it still doesn't work on. She has to like show something to the world, and that has been like, I feel like that has been common for every single hero. Okay, do you remember what's his name, I forgot his name. Yancho, right? Yeah. Yancho's story where he literally had zero trust. It was Yancho, right? Wait a minute. Yeah. Zero trust, and like zero like that is crazy. Like he had like zero trust. So it started from when that kid, Jia's brother, like believed in him and gave him that boost of power, and other people saw him doing something significant, and they started believing in him. Now after that, with that little amount of trust value, he continued the thing. It's like any type of thing, right? Like you start from nowhere, you get like a few people interested in you, and then you use that popularity to further your growth. It's like that. So I feel like Yancho had it even worse than Lolly currently. So I feel like Lolly won't have to like be that much concerned about increasing her trust value, because once she does something significant for the world, for everyone, people will automatically be trusting her and be like, and then they'll not just be like, oh, she's like a cute little girl, what can she do? That won't be the thing. If she does something significant, like, yeah, people. Now I feel like that chance is going to come in the next episode. We have this disco ball guy coming in, and so if Lolly does something, like stops him, saves everyone or something like that, that'll be like a big thing that she does, and that will probably bring more trust value to her, and it's going to like snowball from here onwards. So yeah, I think it is fine. I don't think she has to worry about that. She'll get her trust value sooner or later, because she wants to do something for everyone, and as long as she has that, um she wants to do that, as long as she has that as a passion, I'm sure she's going to do something, and people are going to trust her from that point onwards. Also, she's very talented. Like you can see how like she like makes stuff. Like she's a genius. She like makes these type of mecha robots and stuff crazy from that young age. You know, like I think she has ample ways of getting trust. In the future. And maybe it's not working out now, but surely, like she's going to get it. She's going to get there sooner or later. Um, Okay. Now, another very good thing in today's episode you can see is that you see how Lolly was like from the very beginning. She was like, "Oh, I'm, like what the hell? I'm just cute. That's why people don't trust me. This and that." And she was thinking how bad she has it, you know. And then she met the other girl. What was her name? I think she mentioned her name. I just forgot. Met the other girl, and then as in more and more she got to know her, she realized that not only does she have the same kind of situation as her where people just judge her by her looks, but also the fact that she has it even worse than her, like because her father is not alive, a lot of other stuff. So I guess that kind of showed Lolly that, oh, I'm like, I have it bad maybe, but at the same time, there's way, way, way more people in this world who has the same problem as me, or has some problems which are even worse, like worse than me. Like there's always like someone who is suffering more than I am in this world. So like lamenting on the fact that I have not gotten this opportunity, this and that. Hundreds and thousands of people are just like you. Some people have even worse situations than you. Her family situation is very good currently. You can see that. She has a good house. She has a good loving family. She thinks her father doesn't like look at her or take care of her, but her father also cares about her. That's why you can see that he gave her the opportunity to come to this place, and like all these things. So she was like, "Oh, I have it so bad," but in reality, she has it so much good from so other many other people. All the heroes that we have seen up until now, I think, except a few, obviously, Queen's familial situation and everything was very good from the very beginning. But most of the others, like just think about Lucky Shan, for example. Can you imagine how her life was? She was a survivor from that plane crash and everything. Like it was so bad. She had to go outside and and sing in the streets and everything to get. Compared to that, Lolly has it way, way, way better. Like she like the fact that she has loving parents, a good house, no economic, like she's they were pretty well off. You could see that. And like, so yeah, the fact that people don't trust her, it's like a very minor issue that you can easily overcome in the future. And I guess like meeting this girl made Lolly realize that damn, like maybe I'm not that miserable as I thought I am, you know. So something like that. And it makes sense, obviously she's a kid still. Like I said, I don't know, I think she's like 15 or something here. She's still a kid. Like she will understand all these things little by little, like like values of different stuff, and how the outside world is, how bad so many people has it, and compared to that, how like blessed she and her other a lot of other people are. She'll realize that, she'll little by little she'll realize that. um and especially now that she's going into the outside world, she'll look at the outside world, she'll realize everything, and she'll realize the reality of she's not just stuck in her house now, that kind of thing. Okay, so right now, like I said, I talked about this. I feel like that stalker guy, the sunglass stalker guy, is, at first I thought he was trying to kill the girl, but then I thought like probably not, because if he genuinely wanted to kill the girl, like he wouldn't have backed out when he saw Lolly's face underneath the mask. I think he thought that this masked, like mecha guy was a weirdo or something, and tried to attack Lolly. But then when he realized that, oh, it's just someone else, some little kid, he was like, oh, sorry, and just left. So I think he's like trying to protect that girl, but it's just weird way to do it. Like just like, and not even weird way to do it. Yeah, like why? Maybe we'll get our answers. But it's just wearing like a sunglass in the middle of the night. It's weird. Good lord. Anyways, but I think that's what's going on. I don't think, currently at least, I don't think he's trying to harm that girl, but he's actually trying to, I don't know, be like some kind of self-proclaimed bodyguard for her, you know, that kind of thing. Right. Now, okay, what else in today's episode? Yeah, I think that was it. That was basically today's episode. Um, Everything looks pretty good now. Like like things are like kind of positive still. But usually the first one or two episodes are usually positive. or as we have seen in these arcs, and then everything goes wrong. you know but yeah, i I do hope her story is a lot more, I don't know, a lot more happier than a few others that we have seen, like Nice's story, Yancho's story. I guess Queen also had a good ending, right? Kind of, yeah, if you think about it. But I feel like Queen's story still hasn't ended. We'll probably see her later on. And none of the other hero stories has ended, yeah, in that sense, I guess. But still, the way it ended, at least for Yancho and Nice, it was just crazy. And then we got Lucky Xian, who had a surprisingly good ending because obviously, I guess she's lucky. That's why. Not only that, Queen had an abrupt ending to her arc, at least for now. But by the end of it, at least nobody died, and everyone is okay. Like no bad situation. So I do hope Lolly has a similar, like a thing, because I don't know, just I feel like it's just going to be sad if something bad happens to her, or not her. Nothing's going to happen to her. Her friends, I guess. The guy. What's his name? I forgot his name. The dude. That guy. Then this girl, her new friend. All of them. Okay. Okay. You know what? There's one thing I'm thinking. There is a possibility that this guy, the the glasses guy, he might actually. I don't know, man. He might actually be the stalker. Like, like he just wears like a sunglass and he like goes out into the night just keeping an eye on her, and that's why he also recognized Lolly and he immediately backed out because he realized that, oh no, this girl is no threat, because he knows her. That's why. It is possible. I don't know, man. That it might be possible that it's actually him. Like, he looks like this wimpy type of guy in the outside, but like, he's like has some sick moves like with the knife that he was doing. You can see he was pretty good. Like, he was actually fighting pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if it is revealed in the next episode that that guy is actually him. Good God. Anyways, let's wait and see. Right. And what else? Yeah, I think that is it. Um, okay, so in the end, that disco ball guy comes in, and now he's like, oh, like, like let's do party or something like that. Let the party begin, yeah. And everyone started. So his power is like making people laugh or something, I guess, in that way. Ugh, that's crazy. Imagine just laughing uncontrollably. It is painful, like there has been certain situations in my life where I remember watching some video or something, and oh my god, the laughter doesn't stop. And when that happens, a time comes when you actually are in pain by with because you're laughing. You're like, I want to stop laughing, but I cannot, and it's painful at this point. Yeah, that is not good. So uncontrollably laughing like that, when you don't even want to laugh and you're just hurting, horrible feeling. Good God. Like, yeah, so this is a weird way to just go out, like just laughing away. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like Lolly probably will be immune to that because she should probably wear her helmet. I don't know. Maybe that'll help. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lolly's going to come and try to save everyone. But yeah, let's wait and see. And like I said, if that stalker guy is someone who wants to, like, who's actually trying to save that girl, he will also get involved in this. So let's wait and see. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about, the girl's story. Okay, you know what? Let me just see what the girl's name is. Just a minute. Because I think she introduced herself in the flashback, right? Just a minute. There it is. Wang, no, no. Okay, Wang. I'll try to remember name. So Wang, she, in her flashback, you can see she comes to the company and she's like, oh, I want to, like do uh, a major in electronics, minor is in industrial design. Like, she has like really good degrees. And what type of incompetent like people on the other side of the interview table says that, oh, you know what, you have a major in electronics and in industrial minor in industrial design. Oh yeah, you deserve to go in the reception because you look good, because you're pretty. What in the what? Aren't these guys supposed to be professional? What type of professionalism is this? Like, which dumbass thought that these guys are fit enough to be people who interviews others if if they have this type of a mentality? I just cannot believe this, man. This is just weird. Like, I could understand if like one didn't have any type of degree or something. Maybe she's just like a normal girl. Then I could understand people being like, all right, yeah, you can start in the reception. I can understand that. She has genuine degrees, like good degrees and stuff. That's why Lolly's father came out later and he was like, what are these people doing? These incompetent ass people. Like, you have such a good degree and you're just stuck here in the reception. So she has genuine good degrees. And these guys are like, oh yeah, reception, because you look good. What? Like, absolute. Yeah, like this part. Okay. What a beautiful young lady. You don't look like an electronics. Bro, she has degrees. Are you dumb or something? What's going on here? What this is baffling. Like, I feel like people like this actually don't exist in the real world, but the real world is weird. So I feel like people like this, I wouldn't be surprised if people like this actually exist. Can you imagine? She's coming with degrees and stuff, and you're saying that you don't look like. Yeah, so what? I have freaking degrees. I've actually done this. I have proof. Like, what type of. That's right. Isn't the admin hiring a receptionist? Why don't we let her try that? This is just so weird. I just don't understand. This part was so weird. I genuinely think people like this don't exist in this world. Because there's stupidity and then there's this. Like, what the hell? Okay, man. Just. Anyways. Right. So her situation is very similar to Lolly's, obviously. And, you know. You can say it's probably worse than Lolly's because at least she has like some degrees to show, and people don't even care. They're like, what degree? Yeah, throw them away. Oh, you look like you'd be perfect in the receptionist table. Go there. Degrees? Who cares? Like that type of thing. Where Lolly at least doesn't have anything to show for herself. Like I was saying, if she shows the world something, she'll get a trust. But this girl, she has something to show others and prove, and she still even didn't get any type of chance at the beginning. So I feel like her situation is way worse than Lolly's. Like, come on, like what the hell? Can you imagine like studying your ass off and doing, like your things, and you're like passionate about like like these type of things, and you go to do an interview where you're thinking like, oh, they'll hire me for this position, and then they're like, oh, you don't look like someone who's going to be in that position, you look like someone who's better in the reception, go to the reception. Can you imagine that? Like, this is like, I don't know, like how can a company like this have this unprofessional people on the interview table? I just couldn't imagine. Anyways, right, and that's where it ended. Not ended, sorry, that's today's episode. I think I talked about everything. Right. Okay. And there you go. That was that. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. Okay, in the very first scene, we see Lolly in the gym, and she's like doing very well. She has like muscles and everything, and like when her cap falls down, everyone's like, "Oh, she's just a cute little girl," and her trust value for her just drops, you know, and she gets weaker, I guess. And then we get to see Lolly's story, her past, where she saw like uh, you know, Queen's speech, and she was like, "I want to be a hero," and she goes and tells that to her mom, and the mom is like, "Oh, you're so cute. Come on, like, come here. Let me take a picture of you." Oh my god. Right. Okay, and then you can see Lolly's not happy about that. Lolly's like, I don't want to be cute, I want to be strong, and I want to be reliable. And then she, grew up, and now she's like 15 or something, like 13, 15, something like that. And she is like, you know, trying to like change her image to be more strong and, like reliable, that type of thing. But it's not really working out, you can see. I was thinking for a moment that why does she not cut her hair? But then I realized that she herself said that I don't want to cut my hair. I love my like long pink hair. That's why she's not cutting it. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because obviously she's like, why should I change something that I like about myself to fit into like a like a other people's like like that thing, like that kind of, why should I do that? Why should I change myself to be like to make other people trust me? Like I don't want to change myself. And yeah, so that's why. Okay, now we also get to see the flashback where people were like bullying this kid. What is his name? Just a minute. So what was the kid's name? Dajong. Okay. Um, so Dajong. So he is obviously like he's like we see him later as well. But Dajong and Wang. Okay. So here you can see Lolly is like helping him out, and she's like wants to be a hero. That's why she's helping everyone, and she made these like inventions, these modding and everything. That crossbow bolt was pretty damn good. She even had like a thing, like a weight, which is going to bring his head down, and he's going to go to the dogeza position like that. But then turns out this kid just was bullying Dajong because he wanted to confess to Lolly, and Lolly's like, what the hell, god damn it. Right, and you can see here Lolly was like talking about like, oh, like look at me. It's like, why does people think about me like that? I just want to be a hero. Am I not like reliable enough and this and that? And Dajong was saying that, oh, you don't have to like be someone, like if you don't want to be like that, you shouldn't change yourself. This and that, all that stuff he's saying. Um, but obviously Lolly wants to be someone like that, so that's not the point. So where's that part? Here we go. I think you really are cute. If you don't match people's idea of a hero, maybe it's not something you can force. Right. So yeah, he's like, oh, maybe it's not something that you can force. And I'm like, yeah, but she wants to change people's perception of her. She wants to do it. So it's not the question of not changing people's perception. It is that she wants to change people's perception, but people are not changing their perspective. Yeah, so basically it's that. Anyways, but Dajang was a lot more, I guess you could say, I don't know, like more. I could call him mature. He's a little kid. What maturity is that age? But he was a lot more, I guess you could say, understanding and reasonable than the other people. So when he was going to bring out the umbrella, Lolly thought that he was going to confess to her, and she ran away. And he's like, "Bro, I just want to give an umbrella to you." Uh, Anyways, that was funny. But anyways, she's like running, and she's like, "Oh, why am I so cute?" Like, the whole like, "Oh, I'm so miserable that I'm cute," that kind of thing. But anyways, after that she tries to cut her hair, but she's like, I don't want to cut my hair. I love my hair, so I'll keep it like this. And then she gets an idea from the disco hero. What the hell is his name? DJ Shindig. So this bro was just missing for so long, and now he suddenly comes back. DJ Shindig reached the top in the ranking tournaments 15 years ago, but his performance has stagnated since, and he's just missing now. But anyways, she gets the idea of putting on a mask and a suit, and she's like, "All right, you know what? I'm gonna make my own mecha suit," and she makes it. And and it makes sense why she has all of these things lying around in her home. It's because his father is a like a inventor. So she goes outside as a vigilante, you know, and then we have this girl Wang being followed by this weird ass guy. Like I said, you know, you can see here that he's just following her, and he only brings out the knife when Lolly comes in. So I feel like he was just keeping an eye on her like a weird ass stalker. But when Lolly came in, he thought that this guy, this person in the suit, someone dangerous, so he tried to attack him. Now, again, like I said, there's a huge possibility that this stalker guy is actually oh god, I forgot his name. You know, that kid, the guy. I don't know. I just get the feeling that might be like a little plot twist. Like he becomes this this weird ass. I don't know. Whatever. Um. So yeah. Now after that, you can see. Yeah, this is where he brings out his knife and he attacks Lolly. And then when the fighting was really good. And you can see that Lolly, even though she isn't trained, she can actually, with the help of the suit, she was able to do like stop him. Right, but then we have when her helmet comes out, he sees her and he's like, sorry, leaves. Right, so then again, this girl tried to thank her, like Wang tried to thank her, but when she said like, oh, you're so cute, she just got disappointed and she left. Then back at her house, he sees that everyone, there's like people moving her the stuff. Dad is here, and she's like, Dad, you never come home, this and that, like, and now you're trying to destroy what I want to do. And her dad is like, okay, if you really want to do something like that, instead of doing this at home and injuring yourself without any, professional supervision, come do it in our company. And that was actually a good suggestion. And she's like, you know what? Okay, that's good. And yeah, and she goes there and right. So right, and then like we get to the place. That guy is like showing Lolly around, and this is where he shows like the mecha suit. And but the mecha suit is like too damn generic. Like I said, it looks like some kind of a extra, those extra mecha suits that are just running about in a mecha show. Not one of the main mechas, but the the background mechas. Anyways, and this is where she meets Wang, and they connect, and and she gets to know more about Wang little by little, and she realizes that Wang has it even worse than her because she has an actual degree, and people put her in the reception because she looks beautiful, and also the fact that like not only that, when Lolly was saying like, oh, my dad, this and that, and she was like, yeah, I don't have a dad, like, so this kind of shows Lolly that she thinks she has it bad, but there's so many people has it way worse than her, and she's thinking her dad doesn't like think about her, but the fact that he even gave her this opportunity shows that he cares about her and everything. Right, anyways, after that they go out for a drink. Obviously Lolly cannot drink, she's underage, so she drinks cola, and this is where they get to see the stalker outside again, and Lolly does the whole like catch up thing that she does, and she's like, come on, tell him that we're not afraid of him. And they do that. Wang then gets extremely drunk, comes back, and Wang then tells her to become a hero who can show the world that like shouldn't judge people by their looks. And then this guy Shindig, right, comes in and starts wreaking havoc. Now, I guess next episode we'll see Lolly will probably do something. Let's see. Okay, that was it. That was my reaction to episode number 13 of To Be Hero X. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. That is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of To Be Hero X. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.